Hey, what's up, Hammer fan? Welcome back to HammeredHead. Today we're looking at the Vintage Collection Director Orson Krennic from Rogue One. Director Krennic was always one of my favorite parts of Rogue One. I think he's just an awesome villain. Really fun to watch. A little bit goofy, but just, all around a good character and a great addition. My biggest complaint is that he didn't really do a whole lot. Like, if you take him out of the movie, he doesn't really, change the outcome. So I wish he had a little bit more to do, but he looks really cool. Awesome image on the card back. I don't know if it would have been the one I would have chosen, but he still looks really cool. It fits in perfectly. Looks cool in there, and I think the shade of blue they picked for the name pill and background is perfect too. Really helps him pop. And striking kind of a neutral pose on the back there. VC302 Director Orson Krennic. Cruel but brilliant, Director Krennic has staked his reputation on the completion of the long-delayed Death Star project for the Emperor. Cool. Yeah, one of my favorites. The villains in Star Wars are pretty much always good. And Director Krennic is no exception. So let's open him up. Director Orson Krennic. This guy looks really dope. As one of my favorite villains, I think they really did him justice, and that makes me pretty happy. This is using the new officer sculpt in the Vintage Collection, which historically has been very, very good. I think there could be a case made that it could have been a soft goods cape on the guy, which might have helped with posability and stuff, but appearance-wise, it looks really good. The sculpt on the cape itself is phenomenal. There's actually a lot of detailing in the sort of the lines and the design on it. And it sits really well on him, so if you're just posing him around, not going to have any issues with it, whereas a soft goods cape might have not really formed the same way. But you can take it off, and underneath he still looks really cool. Finely painted rank badge, the code cylinders on him. He does hold the blaster very well, which I'll take out real quick. So it is sort of a more unique blaster, just like he has in the movie. It's like the revolver looking thing, and it is painted. Some nice paint apps on it, so that's awesome. And then this guy does have the holster sculpted on, so if we want to slide that in, it fits in pretty nicely. The holster's a little bit bulky and not super closed off, so it looks kind of goofy, but it's not that bad. And especially given that Krennic has a unique blaster, I think it kind of makes sense that he's showing it off. Oh! And then looking at the face sculpt, the face is unreal. That looks super realistic. Hair is nicely done too. But yeah, I think they really nailed the appearance of the guy pretty perfectly. And then on the back, he's got some stuff on his belt here. Yeah, just standard Imperial officer stuff. But with the white uniform and Krennic's head, it's undeniably him, and then you throw the cape on. Same with the soft goods cape. I think there also could have been a case made to include his hat. Especially because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the Imperial officer hats on the sculpt are removable. So it would have been nice to get that hat as an accessory. But, I guess that kind of leaves the door open for a future re-release of the guy. The flash drive with all of the HammeredHead reviews. We stand here amidst my achievement, not yours. Articulation is good, of course, because this is the new Imperial Officer sculpt. So we get the ball head, which moves really well. Shoulders go up, not, all the way, but they go past 180, which is nice. Elbows go about 90. We got a hinge at the wrist, which I'm being careful with because the fingers feel flimsy, but you can see it on there. And then a ball waist, barbell hips, cut at the thigh, knee goes about 90, maybe a little bit less, and then the rocker ankles. So I always thought it was funny that the officers have the Imperial officers have some of the best articulation consistently in the recent Vintage Collection. It's because obviously I got the new sculpt, but of all the guys that were going to be posing in epic action scenes, it's not going to be these guys. The officers normally just like sit around conference tables. But obviously I'm never going to turn it down, and the joints don't get in the way of the guy's appearance. So overall, can't complain about his capabilities here. So there you go, Director Orson Krennic from the Vintage Collection. Before this, we only had that 5 POA one that came out in the Rogue One collection, which, he looked pretty cool, but obviously the modern Vintage Collection update with the new officer sculpt, all that great articulation and detailing, this one blows it out of the water. So very much needed upgrade. Really did the character justice. Love seeing Director Krennic get some love. And I would be okay seeing a re-release of this guy with the hat included and maybe like that rain poncho thing he has when he's on Edu. But yeah, this is a great figure, and I hope we see a lot more Krennic in the future. I know he's coming in Andor Season 2, so that's pretty cool. But let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you my Patreon subscribers. Be sure to follow on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Check out the Patreon page, and don't forget, stay hammered.